the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up!
Hello and welcome to another episode of This is CorbinCenter. And again, I would not be here if it wasn't for some of these great Corbinites, especially the ones that support me. So for my big shout out for this one is Joel. It's actually kind of funny that we crossed paths at Scream. I enjoyed it. I hope you did too. But yeah, you've been a great Patreon, a supporter at a lot of the shows I've come to. It's always good seeing you and always good saying hi. So I wanted you to be the person that I give my recognition to coming out here. So yeah, so I've been like I said, I've been going to movies. I've been keeping preoccupied because I haven't had any wrestling for the past 2 weeks, which is fine. I went a whole year without it, so I'm used to being able to do this now. And it's not like I can't find other things to do. Plus, I got my tax refund in. So, I mean, I got my tax refund. And of course, I know what many of you are thinking, when is Corbin Pro Wrestling coming? And the answer is never. And if you ever think that you're going to get a tax return and your first thought is, I'm going to put this into running a wrestling show, no, don't do it. Because first of all, if your tax return is big enough to run a wrestling show, there's obviously a reason that you should be putting that away. Maybe you have 5 kids. Maybe you have 4 kids. Maybe you have 7 that 5 you know, 2. Well, I guess you'd have to claim them as dependents. But whatever, spend the money on them. And even when I say this out loud, what really strikes me is, my God, am I happy that I am not having kids? Because even though the tax return might be higher, I would still have to deal with those little demons all year round. And so the idea of having to choose them or running a wrestling show too sound like my personal hell. So I am not going to be doing that. As a matter of fact, I am very savvy with my money, and I've been saving it and doing all those things. And I've been keeping busy with a couple other challenges. So the biggest thing is what I've been doing is, obviously, you know, I'm a big runner. I've actually just started I'm going to be beginning another Conqueror challenge here. I actually have my 10K run coming up, but I'll be finishing my trek to Petra is very close to being done. Actually, less as of this taping, less than a mile away, and probably very soon going to be completed by the end of this week. If I can just get a mile in, that would be great. However, I completed the pizza pie challenge from Run Motivators. It was one of the first times I did it. And I liked the idea, an 8-slice pie where I could put in little magnets and put those in, and it really did motivate me. I had until Pie Day, which was 3/14. I got 8 runs in the month of March, all 3.14 or higher. Did it all, got it done. Kept me motivated. I love completing the challenges. I even had to get a second rack for all the medals that I'm getting. So while everyone out there brags about all their wrestling accomplishments, just know that I'm racking up all my medals as well. And speaking of being a champion, this is something that I would like to bring up. Obviously, coming up here, I have F1rst Wrestling. I'm the WrestlePalooza champion. We're coming back to the VFW, and this summer is going to be busy. And as somebody who is representing F1rst Wrestling and has been doing an absolute great job, the one thing that I think is funny is the people who come out of the woodwork to challenge me. Now, many people think that they can stake a claim and go for my championship. Now, if you look at the past lineage of this championship, you have Arya Daivari, Eric Cannon, and Darius Martin, Airwolf, and myself. Those are the only 4 people. And so it really shocks me when a lot of the people at F1rst Wrestling claim that they deserve a shot, or people from outside think that they're going to come in and take a championship from me. Now, that may have happened with Orange Cassidy, but I regained it, got it back, and that will not happen again. But some people on the roster think that all of a sudden they forgot their place. You know, look, I can give you credit, Devon Monroe. I'll give you all the credit in the world. You have quite a great reign going with that Uptown VFW Championship, which is the championship that I made famous. But then you got people who just suddenly think that they deserve a championship match when, who have you ever beat? And I know, I get it. You can say whatever you want on Twitter. You can talk about your nuts, Rennie, and you can try and come after me. But the deal is until you prove that you actually deserve my championship, rather than being stuck trying to pet your own ego out there, don't think that you deserve what I have. Look at all the biggest shows of these past year. I'm the guy who's on top. I won it at WrestlePalooza. I had it at the Mall of America. I'm coming up on another WrestlePalooza. I mean, I beat all the independent darlings that come in. Every single one. Everyone who thinks that these guys are the next big thing. I beat them all. And it's okay. I don't need that recognition. I don't need to go on social media and hype myself up, because at the end of the day, the championship belt is all I need. And remember, some of you have never held one, and I'm the only one to hold all 3 championships at F1rst Wrestling. So just the only one. So before you think that you are willing to have a shot, think of what have you done to deserve one. Now, I do have a lot of upcoming shows that I'm looking forward to, obviously. So I got, I just mentioned I have F1rst Wrestling, and there's going to be a lot of F1rst Wrestling events already that we have announced. Another VFW return, that's going to be in May, right around my birthday, actually. And then I have, the St. Paul Slammer, and then they announced WrestlePalooza, so we have those. We have a lot of these coming in. You notice that I've added some higher ground dates for the summer, which I'm looking forward to that return. That's going to be great. Again, I have coming up here very soon, Syndrome returns to Richmond. I'm looking forward to one thing in particular there as well, and that is going to be getting Wawa. And I know there's always this argument, Sheets versus Wawa. I like them both, but Wawa is still my favorite. And the last time I was in Richmond in 2019 for GalaxyCon for FSCW, I made sure to go and get Wawa specifically. That's what I do. And trust me, if I ever do one of my food reviews on my Patreon, I'm going to talk about it. So what I'm saying is even though March seems to have a little bit of a lull, and I have a little bit of a lull in April, this summer is going to be wild. So keep posted with me. This is a very short Corbin Center, but I'm going to guarantee you that at the moment, for those of you still watching, you're going to want to follow me on social media, because this is going to be released. And something big's going to happen on this release date. So I will have a lot to talk about coming up here next week on This is Corbin Center. But for now, follow me on social media, support me, and stay tuned for all things Corbin.